Souls, talking brain, enlightened minds, seeking out truths, seeing the world with the mind of those who see beyond the three-dimensionally. Souls, talking brain, ask the right questions, uncovers the blinds.
Hey, hey, hey! It is the season premiere, winter 2015 of Being Love TV's
Souls Talking Brain Show.
Dun, dun, dun. We're having a little kitty party.
Yeah, we are!
Shaman and Amethyst and Littlefoot are celebrating. Okay, Shay. We gotta calm down now.
We were talking to animals in case you can't see.
Come sit down, my love.
Yes. So, welcome, and Happy New Year to everyone.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, my gosh. That's
when
right.
we
It's
last
the very
left,
first. I'm thinking winter season premiere, but
Yeah.
it's actually
It's
our very first show
hello.
of 2015, which is 8. It's a very powerful year.
Mm-hmm.
8, which is your number.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. 8.
Yes, starting off the year in the best possible way there is. This is my motto. It's better, bigger, higher, better, and easier. Bigger, better, higher, easier.
All right. I will second that. I'll add an
there you go. It takes care of everything.
easy breezy beautiful.
There or that.
Love's bliss, tenderness, comfort, fabulousness, all around, up and down, in and out, and all about. Exponentially expanding with every breath we take. Okay, shh.
We've got a great show kicking off our first premiere, winter season.
Season premiere.
Winter season.
Winter 2015
Winter
season
2015
premiere.
season premiere. There you go. And what are we talking about today? What is our show?
What is our show?
What is our show?
We are going to be asking the question, who are you trying to impress? Or more apropos would be to ask oneself the question, who am I trying to impress?
Mm-hmm.
What am I doing in my life? What are the choices that I'm making? Why am I making the choices that I'm making? In accordance to whose standards, to whose barometers of measurement am I contemplating the choices that I'm making in life? And of course, that leads us to the all-encompassing fantabulousness of perception. And of course, as we have learnt, and many of us know, perception is 9/10 of the law.
9/10. I like that. 9/10.
9/10. I could say
not
10/10,
10/10,
but 9/10 of the law. Perception is key. It's everything. It is your experience, our experience of life itself is perception. And we oftentimes speak about perception. I have a little key phrase that I coined some years ago: perceive, receive, and respond. How do you choose to perceive, receive, and respond to life? All under the moniker of perception. And that is about life itself, which we often talk about here on Souls Talking Brain. Life in general, the globe, our universal family. And today we're talking about self.
Mm-hmm.
How do we perceive self? Hello, Ocean, the one Rodriguez.
No, Oscar,
the one
Oscar.
Rodriguez, and little Lupa. Thank you,
Hello.
beautiful Earth Angels Divine, for joining us. Yay!
For all
More
those,
people to play with.
More people
Party!
to play with.
It's a party.
For those watching, if you can see on your right or on the bottom, wherever you're coming from, whether it's Facebook or Ustream right now that we're streaming live.
Or beingloved.tv.
Or beingloved.tv. You can log in through your Facebook account, or if you have a Ustream account, into the social stream and or Twitter, and you can communicate with us right now. You can ask us questions. You can share your voice with us.
You can be part
of
the show. As Oscar and little Lupa are. Yay!
Thank you so much, by the way. Thank you so much for joining. We are very, very blessed and very happy to be a part and share this experience, especially today on this show, in the new year, beginnings.
All shows, but always.
Yes.
We are infinitely grateful to have you wonderful Earth Angels join us and participate in the show. It just makes the party that much more fun. So, as we were saying, who are you trying to impress?
Who?
And the owl comes in.
Who?
What barometers of measurement do we make use of with respect to our perception of ourselves? How do we make the decision as to how to regard ourselves, how to make that discernment? Am I doing a good job? Am I not doing a good job? Am I pretty? Am I ugly? Am I tall? Am I short? Am I fat? Am I skinny? Am I being... am I procrastinating, or am I being uberly productive? Do I need to relax, or do I need to stoke a fire under me? Am I achieving success, or am I experiencing failure? How do we determine the answers to these questions? And actually, we have a couple of other questions.
It's interesting, though. I mean, like, when you say, like, who are you trying to impress? It's like
It doesn't translate.
It's not that it doesn't translate. To me, it feels like everybody's trying to impress.
Yeah.
Who, though, we don't know. Or do we?
But that
right?
That's the whole point, is start thinking. It is Soul's Talking Brain.
So we're going to get you to start thinking.
The purpose of Soul's Talking Brain is to elucidate, pondering.
Yes.
It is to not necessarily come up with the end-all, be-all answers, but to at least stimulate one's mind out of the patterns, the habitual patterns that we're used to thinking, and to actually contemplate whether or not those patterns are uplifting and assisting, empowering and enlightening, or belittling and demeaning. And that is what today's show is about. So...
Yes, it is. And wow. So, as you were saying, we do have some, just, to get you thinking. A few little things to, that you can ask yourselves, just to start off with,
Such as?
Can I be more gentle with me? Can I be more compassionate with me? Can I be more positively reinforcing to me? Can I be more loving to me? And if you notice, it is to ourselves that we are asking these questions.
And if I can make a note, a little commentary here.
Little note here.
That I can hear some people saying that, this might be a little self-absorbing, or we should be
self-consuming.
Yeah, we should be thinking, asking these questions. Can I be more gentle with others? Can I be more compassionate with others? So on and so forth. But the reality of the situation, and wonderfully, it is symbiotic with our successes and failures, positives and negatives in life in general, love and fear. We oftentimes focus on the negative, and this is what needs to get fixed. But when we focus on the positives, on the good things, the negatives tend to naturally dwindle away without us even looking at them, because we are so consumed by all of the positives. So this translates to looking to self, because there is no one that we can assist more than oneself. Nobody can change me except for me. And if I change me for the positive, then I positively affect everybody else. If I'm more gentle with me, you can be guaranteed that I'll be more gentle with you. If I'm more compassionate with me, you can be guaranteed I'll be more compassionate with you.
So, so it's a guarantee.
It's a guarantee.
So are we saying it's a guarantee?
I'm saying, honey, it's a guarantee.
Okay, so when we are asking ourselves, these questions about who we're trying to impress, are we being this way to myself? Am I being this way to myself? Am I not being this way with myself? Instead of asking, am I being this way and this way or that way to them,
right,
or to you,
correct,
or to her or him or they?
Yes.
Is a guarantee.
Yes.
Is a guaranteed.
Yes. Would you like to make your point?
I'd like to know what is this guarantee? Okay, like just hypothetically speaking, what is this like?
The guarantee.
Give me the guarantee.
Is that if you are not being as gentle, compassionate, loving, and kind to oneself, and you take the time or put in the energy, more apropos, because time is but an illusion.
Then,
and do what is necessary to allow yourself the breath, the space, the opportunity to be more loving to self, more compassionate, more gentle, more caring, more patient, you will, by virtue of the fact, because you are embodying these virtues with oneself, be so with others in a greater capacity. So we ask these questions with respect to the self more so, and it is more important, dare I say, to ask these questions regarding the self, because there is nobody that we are as hard on as we are to ourselves. Even people who are
that
abusive,
is a guarantee. That even there is a guarantee.
People who are abusive to others are being so because in their mind they are kicking the crap out of themselves.
Right.
You don't see somebody beating themselves up.
No.
But when they're beating someone else up, they're really beating themselves up. We just, it's kind of hard to do that.
Well, I don't know. It really depends. I mean, you can just use an object.
Anyway, moving on. Point being that, yes, it's a guarantee. 100%, I stamp it.
You stamp it, eh?
I stamp it. Guarantee.
I like that stamp. It's a good stamp.
Stamp.
Just, these are, I'll put it up again for you guys to see. It's very, very, very simple. It's a very simple way to start. Asking yourself these particular, this is just some. You can come up with so many other ones on your own and ask yourself. Now, impressing yourself, or is it impressing yourself to impress others? Is it because you're, what is it? Where is this innate human nature come from that we have to even impress anything or anyone to begin with? Like, where does that even come from? Like, why is there such a need? Okay, it's one thing, I guess, I'm going backwards now. It's just what I do.
It's what she does.
That's what I do. That's what I do. That's what I do.
Oh my.
Why? Why is there, everything is about...
Well, we live in the world that we live in currently.
There's nothing in contentment.
The societal and cultural morals and values and expectations and demands of this world, where we have put value onto external things, and I will reiterate that, things. And we have lost sight of the internal. We put value on accumulating the external material things and have lost sight of expanding within the internal, of getting to know oneself in ever grander and grander levels of awareness, which are infinite.
But is it? But I can see why we have. I mean, we are. You're saying, the outside physical, the material, the whatever, right? That we're putting the focus on, as opposed to we're losing sight of the inner. But we are physical. So
I'm not talking about the physical body.
But you see what I'm trying to say.
But there's a very big difference between wanting to see how far one can take themselves.
Right.
Right? So, for example, you're a painter.
Yeah.
And yes, you use your physical body in order to make your paintings.
Okay.
But if you are making your paintings and you are looking to the external and saying, well, these people here are going to think about my painting in this way, as opposed to you start off painting and you don't know exactly how to do color mixing. And as you continue along your journey, your personal journey,
right. So
you are learning
right.
more, and you're like, oh wait, I just learned that when I put red and blue together, it makes purple.
So you're utilizing it.
And if I put a little bit of this, and it is your personal self growth, and therefore it's your personal, in your physical body, in this physical experience, internal, if you want to call it. It's just semantics. It's your growth.
Yes. So it's basically utilizing.
It's looking to yourself as opposed to looking outside of yourself. Utilizing.
Not look within, not without. Kind of makes sense,
But
within,
you're still looking without
is like you've got nothing. Kind of makes sense. Anyway, those who are watching, if you are around and if you are wanting, and only if you're wanting, and if you are so inspired to, please do share your thoughts as well, because we would also like to hear what you think. And if this is, again, if you missed the live show and you're watching the recorded, we can still comment underneath as well and share your input, as we would like to. We're just opening up a
dialogue.
Dialogue.
We're opening a dialogue. Yes. We want to get into a dialogue with
like
you,
to,
so we can,
cook
do a little
some stuff, let's
communication.
Make some...
yes. Expansion.
Expansion,
Yes.
Sharing is good.
Sharing is care. Oh, and please, my goodness, you can share the show with everybody you know. We've got somewhere around where you can comment. The social stream, the chat. There's also icons where you can share the show on Twitter and Facebook and your other social networks. So please do share away.
Share away.
The more people that tune in, the more people that co-creatively collaborate and get together and start pondering and sharing their insightful wisdom, the grander our perceptual reality expands, and we are gifted the ability to see things from various perspectives that we may not have ever seen them from before. Perspectives that here at Being Love TV are assisting us in being love, as opposed to other perspectives which might not be so
great,
positively uplifting. So you are another stamp guarantee that if you share our show, you will be assisting those with whom you share it, and all those whom are connected with them, and therefore, and on and on and on, she blossoms beautifully for all.
Beautifully, oh, so fabulously.
Do we have?
Yes.
Sorry, go.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, I don't really.
I don't know.
Oh, yes. Okay. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, with respect to the impressing yourself, and then asking yourself, am I being this way? Can I be this way? Can I be this way with myself, instead of looking to others? And basically, at the end of the day, is that it's for ourselves to guarantee ourselves a more sort of content state of beingness. The purpose is that we are bringing and creating
what
happiness
my another one of my little TM ting
yes
moniker thing, to live the life that we love and love the life that we're living.
So the purpose is that we are exactly that, living the life that we love
Yes.
and loving the life that we live. Because so many either don't, or they do and then they don't again, and then they're not. It's just what,
which
it happens.
Aline,
It happens. It happens.
life is a moment-to-moment experience.
Yeah.
So, granted, we can all definitely achieve, and I earnestly, with all of my beingness, believe a state of being love and being bliss on a continuous basis, consistently. But we are still living in the world that we're living in.
Yep.
And there is destruction and violence and so on and so forth. And so there are moments where we may experience depressed levels of happiness as opposed to uplifted ones. And that's what this is all about, is assisting us to uplift.
Yeah.
So that when we do have those moments of depressed levels of happiness, we have a greater ease both of sojourning through them as well as shortening the duration and getting ourselves out of them and making use of them for our highest happiness and greatest good, and therefore benefiting all.
Yeah. There you go.
And there you go.
So, and what were the other ways that, I think those were the main, what you could ask yourself.
Oh, we have more questions.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah,
We
please.
have we have more questions. We can show more questions. The other ways of, you can...
These aren't the ways.
These aren't the ways.
It is, it is it's kind of like the trellis, the gateway that you can pass through in order to pass through into the pathway to blossoming yourself into greater expansiveness of loving self and being love and being bliss and living the life that you love and loving the life that you're living, is by asking questions. Little Lupa, all cores from perception. All comes from perception.
Yes. Yes,
Mom.
Jess.
So some of the questions, for example, is it possible that I am too hard on myself? And I would suggest, with respect to these questions, and knowing that the show is recorded, so you can, after watching the show live, or if you're watching the show, the recorded show, you can stop and allow yourself to pause on the screen with the questions on it and actually take the time to ponder upon the questions. We're not asking the questions so that you can bing, bang, boom. It's a quick show that we're doing. It's 1 hour. Our time is what it is.
Limited.
But you have the time to sit and meditate on these. They are simple questions, but it's like passing through the gateway into a vast opening, a beautiful, beautiful, expansive land of lush greenery and flowers and butterflies. If you allow yourself to ask the questions and listen for the response. It
seems kind of mundane to be like, oh my, it's a very simple thing. You think, don't you? We all think. There's thoughts going on, and we can choose to entertain what thoughts come in our heads or not. We can choose, I want to focus on this one or not. You're not doing anything. It's not anything that is taking any effort on your end. It's your mind is just being.
It's the patience to allow yourself to think about it.
So when you think about it, is that you really just asking yourself that question. Even if you're saying it out loud, it actually perhaps motivates you.
Can we put the questions up one more time? Because the last ones.
Yeah. It's
Is it possible that I am too hard on myself? And when asking this question, am I too hard on myself? Think about areas in your life, not just in general. There are many areas in our lives that where we can be hard on ourselves, and then there are other areas where we can be amazing to ourselves. What about this one? Is it possible that I expect too much of myself? And it's here that we're asking, and by whose barometers of measurement?
That's the thing. That's
am I asking these questions? Who am I trying to impress?
Who am I trying to impress?
Whose standards am I trying to live up to?
Or when we're asking these questions to ourselves, in order for ourselves to be in just happy, period, and be in a blissful state of beingness in our lives, mostly as much as we can. who, even when I'm asking those questions to myself, and what am I finding, because only you yourselves, ourselves, know what is really going on within ourselves if we really look at it honestly enough. But then, once you do,
it takes you
what
back.
Who is it?
So go back to the questions again.
Are you looking it for?
Go back to the questions again.
Answering
the
it too.
Split. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you do this, for example, is it possible I am not satisfied with my trying my best, with my doing my best? So when you're asking, am I being too hard on myself? When you follow it back, right, and you're like, well, according to who am I being too hard or too soft on myself? You start to come to the realization of who is in your head that told you in the first place, this is how hard you have to try. So this is what you have to achieve in life. And then you realize that you're not living for your own beliefs and values. You're living according to someone else.
Yes.
And then you ask yourself, am I trying my best? Mm-hmm. And then we come back to self and we go, okay, well, let's say that my mom was a mathematician, and according to her, I should be a genius in math. And my grade 2 teacher thought that I was a creative genius and thought that I should be really, expressing myself creatively, but I have absolutely no interest whatsoever in mathematics or creativity, creative expression. My interest is in car mechanics.
Well, then there you're going into also like customs and religion and cultures.
No, I'm just talking about the standards that were. Yes, all of those things come into play. All of them, yes. Yeah. But my point is, my reason for saying no is, it's take that all away and let's look at yourself. But then what is your best? What turns you on, not what turns someone else on. What and right? If your mother is a mathematician genius and you're not, and you know that you have issues with math, it just doesn't come to you.
Yeah.
She can want you to have it all she wants, but it's not in you, and it's hard for you.
Yeah.
You know that. It's you, right? So if you know that, then you take the time to actually, okay, well, what does turn me on?
Yeah. Well,
what gets my crank going?
And is it authentically even yours?
And what makes me happy? And when I'm doing my best, doing what makes me happy, am I achieving what I'm my best? Am I trying as hard as I can? This is not something that someone else can tell us.
I actually seriously think that if we didn't have other people who are conditioning us while we are born into this world, I don't think we'd want to really be, because we come already conditioned, like, what you're supposed to be, who you're supposed to do, you're supposed to have some kind of a purpose or whatever. It's all impressing, who, what, where, you don't know. But at the end of the day, I really do think that if we didn't have any of this and we were just born, poof, popped out, and we're just like there.
We are born,
we would just be.
Popped out.
We would just be. I'd be like, oh, I'm hungry. Oh, let's just, be, and you're just enjoying the earth that you're here to enjoy.
And on that note, absolutely blissful revelation that Aline has just shared, bing! We're going to take a little break and we'll be right back.
As we were saying, share the love. Sharing is caring. Sharing is loving. This is coming from just us doing it for completely on our own volition. There's no, we do it just our own time and our own efforts here, that we want to be making a difference in this world that is a positive difference that benefits everyone around. And that is why we do the show. And that is why, we partake in the little bit that we like to do that causes the positive ripples around the earth for global
Radiating
change.
love.
Yes,
Yeah.
being love. So on that note, we do appreciate all of the support and all of the sharing. Anything that even people who that that you may be benefiting by also being on our show, because we do interviews as well. Just
Actually, we have a wonderful special guest
we
next
do.
week,
Yes,
Roberta
we do.
Grimes, on the fun of dying.
Yes,
Ooh,
that is excellent.
Ooh, la, la, la.
So it's actually, if you if you get to see this video now, later, whenever it is, January 28th of 2015, we have a very special guest coming and joining us, Roberta Grimes, and she has written a book, The Fun of Dying. Excellent, brilliant woman, and a lot of fun at the same time. I know it sounds kind of into with the title itself, but if you're around and can tune in, that would be excellent. And I cannot promise you I definitely promise you it'll be great.
And for those of you who are seeking an avenue through which you may advertise and get your message out, we do commercials, as you've seen, and we are happy to promote your services of like kind here on our show. And if you would like more information, we will put up the email address where you can send us your information, as well as receive information regarding sponsorship, advertising, if you would like to suggest a special guest, as Aline had mentioned, or simply a subject matter that you would like to hear us chitty-chatting
about it.
You want to... Do we have the email address?
Yes, we definitely do. I would like to actually extend a saying thank you. I love you too. Lupa Lupa, we're sending you our love. And yes, it's the brains. Brains getting together, brains talking. Souls talking brain.
Yes, it's souls talking brain, which is the physical experience that we are having.
Did you see that? Do you see the balance of the two?
So this is why we are sitting here talking about life, as opposed to oming the entire
That's a good one. Alrighty then. So getting back to our topic, which is where we try and impress. I left off saying basically,
yes,
as that, trying to impress is basically, when we're born here, everything is sort of preconditioned. Everything is just here, reconditioned. There's nothing really original within you that you're trying to impress even yourself or something else. It just is all conditioned and put in. At the end of the day, I'm basically...
Well, I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, I do and I don't
here,
at the same time, that there's nothing original.
Like as you.
I am me. I am the only me that I can be. Nobody else can be me but me.
Okay. Well, all right. No one's touching you as you know you.
Yes,
But at the end of the day, because we are trying to ask these questions to ourselves, and who are we trying to impress, and what are we trying to impress, or is it them, is it us, what is this whole thing of doing? Is that if we were just born here, just like that, and there's no one around, no conditioning to be had, we would just be. There would be nothing that was to be having to be this role or persona, or being trying to impress that or this, or trying to be even to yourself. Because really, I mean, even to yourself, we would
be living more naturally, more relaxed.
Yes.
We would be responding more to life instead of being reactionary. Everything would be calmer.
Yes. Because really, like, even within...
And it would be more inherent. What we would be expressing of self would be more authentic.
Yes. Because
we wouldn't be trying to live up to someone else's standards. We wouldn't be comparing ourselves to somebody else's.
We're even trying to live up to our own standards, which is not necessarily our own standards, because we are conditioned in this world that our own is even like conditioned, probably preconditioned by whoever it is in your life, in your childhood, in your experience, that you think that's according to your standards, but really, is it your standards? I mean, really, what is your standards? I mean, if it was just yours, what would it be? It's too mixed up with everything else, so you can't even determine what's yours and what's not, right? Yeah.
So let's just focus on what makes us feel good. Bring it down.
Bring it down.
That is another show, honey. She's going a little.
I'm going a little bit further.
A little ball. Yeah. Yeah. We only got a little
Hey,
bit of time here. I'll give you another show, okay?
We need a few hours for that one.
Yeah. All right. So back to today's show. Who are you trying to impress?
Perception.
Self-perception.
Perception.
So
Perception.
we have a couple of more questions that we would like to share with you that you may ponder upon and that we can discuss a little bit more here as we move forward.
Yes. What are we doing?
Aline just got so wrapped up in
I
her
do.
little
You know,
thought
it
there.
happens. It happens. You know.
Yes. Oh my gosh! I don't know, and now I did it. Yes, doll. It goes on infinitum.
Infinitum.
Stick with what we're with. Okay.
I'll stay right here.
Theory.
Focus.
Theory,
Focus.
please. Yes.
Focus.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
What if all the bad stuff that happens in our lives is the result not of our not doing enough, two negatives make a positive, or being the best we can be, or being perfect, but because we are believing that we are not doing enough, being the best we can be, or being perfect? Because we are not loving ourselves, because the bad that we are experiencing in our lives is actually because we are being bad to ourselves. What if the bad stuff that happens in our lives, the things that we see as difficult, that we perceive to be as roadblocks, are actually these loud, beautiful, brilliant beacons of love shining in our faces, which can seem to hurt a little bit, asking us to be more gentle and compassionate with self and recognize we are already perfect. So,
Perfect.
I just came back from
outer space.
I'm always in outer space, honey. I live in outer space, okay? I just came back
from the final frontier.
from a visit with my family, which wasn't really a visit per se. My mom just had hip replacement surgery due to a fall, due to the whole thing happening due to the fact that she is in a weakened physical state because she keeps pushing herself way, way, way too hard and way beyond the parameters that she should be.
Mm-hmm.
And having a broken hip is, and if there are any kids around, please excuse my language and block their ears, having a broken hip and hip replacement surgery is a bitch. Period. Okay? It is horrible experience, it is a painful experience, and it is an extremely drawn out, long experience. We're talking 6 months to a year before the person feels somewhat normal again. That's a pretty bad thing, and my mom is a gem. A gem. You ask anybody who knows her, and they will tell you she's a gem. Bad things happen to good people, but sometimes good people aren't so good to themselves. So, again, we're asking the question, who are you trying to impress? And we're asking the question that revolves around self-perception. Because sometimes bad things happen to good people because good people are not seeing just how phenomenally good. Yes, I just did that. I was going to say fabulous and phenomenal, and it came out as that. As phenomenal as they are. And sometimes life steps in and says, whoa, you're not listening. And you need to slow down. You need to relax. You need to give yourself some TLC, tender, loving care. It's time for you to turn your outward glance inward. And as I said at the beginning of the show, amazingly enough, when we turn inward, our glance outward blossoms beautifully.
Changes. Well, that's your entire perception of reality also shifts. The end of the day is
And then it, if you can make fun of me,
you can make fun of
I
me.
can make fun of you.
It is how you see yourself changes your perception and how you see out here, how you see the world, how you see everyone
Are you
else.
going to stamp that with a guarantee?
I'm gonna guarantee it, baby. I'm gonna give you the seal of guarantee. There we go. Guarantee.
You've now gotten the double goddess guarantee.
Guarantee.
Thank you. It only took 41 minutes.
I mean, it is everything. It really is everything, and for all we know, and this could be an entire other topic as well, for all we know, this whole world and existence is completely isn't what it is and what we're making it. It's probably just based only on perception, and so then therefore everything is
She's just trying to get me so excited right now
Just-
as we're getting to the close of the show. I'm like, yes, and it's also very
but
possible.
it gets so easy to get lost in all of this.
Yes,
It's so
but
easy
it's
to get lost
also-
in all of it.
It's also possible, if you want to really get titillated, that this entire experience that we call life is doing everything it can for us to be able to enjoy bliss, and that all of these experiences that we determine to be lousy experiences is life trying to say, yes, it's lousy because you're not loving yourself. Please, we are begging you, please. Look upon yourself with more compassion. Look upon yourself with more gentility. Give to yourself more love. See the perfection that you are. Recognize the divinity that you are. Because when you don't, you are hurting not only yourself, but everyone. It works both ways, that guaranteed stamp, by the way.
Guaranteed stamp, yeah.
You love yourself
it's a
more.
double guaranteed
You love
stamp.
everybody else more. You hate yourself more. What do you think happens? So, it is possible.
It is.
In the infinite potentials of possibility.
Infinite.
That life itself is, in fact, doing everything it can to assist us to be our authenticity, to love who we are, and to share the gift of who each of us is. Each of us is a unique representation of the all. Each of us is one cell of the all, and each of us has the potential to show every other cell how beautiful the all, which we all are, is. Or we can show each other how gross and disgusting we all are. It's our choice. But you make that choice, and you make the choice by starting with how you look at you.
Well,
how can you possibly show beauty if you're seeing only ugliness?
Well, and by looking at self, how we can look at ourselves in order to do that is by asking ourselves. You don't just look at yourself. You ask yourself. Who
am I trying to impress? Am I being gentle enough?
Am I doing this?
Can I be more
loving? Who am I doing
loving?
this for? Why am I doing this for? So
what do I really love to do?
Yeah,
what really makes me feel like a million bucks?
Mwah.
Superstar.
Yes. Realizations. Indeed, little Lupa. Indeed you do. Indeed.
Yes, it's been, and that's the other thing to recognize, is that the more that you know, the more aware that you become, the more that you realize how little you know and how much more there is to know. It is infinite, the levels of understanding by which we may compute any one thing. You can take one thing and study that one thing your entire life, and you will come to understand it in so many different ways, on so many different levels, in so many blossoming, expansive perspectives, and still have an infinite more that you may be able to look upon it and learn from it.
Pooh. On that note, we're just going to take 5 seconds and we'll be right back.
La la la. Radiating love is what we do when we are being love.
There you go.
Radiating Love is Soul's Talking Brain's sister show here on Being Love TV. And I am very much looking forward to coming back with Radiating Love show.
Radiating Love show.
Would love to hear from you if we can put up the email again. If there are any subjects, issues, questions, concerns, problems, insights, things that you are wishing to look into deeper, things you are seeking guidance for, please write to the email address over here and let me know what you would like to hear me talk about on the show, what guidance you would like to receive, what you would like to delve into together. Radiating Love, like Soul's Talking Brain, is an audience participatory show, so you also get to be part of the show. You can ask me live questions that you are seeking guidance to, which I will be most blissed, humbled, and honored to provide you with my perspective. And we will also be introducing a very new segment to the show, a new segment or aspect to the show, which is live call-ins during the show, where you not only can chitty chat through our social stream and our chat streams, but you can actually call in and speak to me live on the show and ask me one question that you are seeking guidance for.
Well, it's an opportunity for anyone who is seeking. You get
a mini
free guidance session
yes.
live, which I think is amazing.
Yes.
So that's something new that we are bringing to you, to Radiating Love show.
Another gift of our love's bliss.
Yes, so definitely stay tuned for that.
And we will be announcing the show, the premiere show here, as well as on all of our pages.
Well, you can also be, if you go to our Facebook page, you can also stay up to date with anything that is coming along. It's easiest and fastest where everyone's on there. So, or
everyone's
through email,
on there.
It's all good.
And we will have our mailing list fixed up and updated soon enough so that you can actually receive Being Love Bliss in your inbox. So stay tuned for more information regarding that as well. Alrighty then.
We've got another few minutes to this fabulous show.
And what is the show about again?
The show is about who are you trying to impress? Yes.
And again.
Well, is it important? Do we have to have something that we are impressing? But I think we do. Like, most of the time, we're doing something to impress something.
I think
and
that
someone.
By virtue of our name, human being.
Or, I mean, loving. Isn't loving self, impressing yourself? It's everything. It really is at the end of the day. But
do you want to impress him?
Oh, no.
Or her?
No.
Or you?
Me, baby. It's all about me.
Yeah, honey, make it happen.
Uh,
Anyways, yes, okay, woo! So, I think by virtue of the fact that we are human beings.
Well, impressing myself consciously. Sorry, I did not mean to interrupt. Consciously, because it's important to say, like, you know, it's not a conceited or sort of unconscious statement. It's a statement that, you know, impressing myself, knowing that it is through love, that therefore, as long as there's no one else or myself is being hurt by me impressing
as long as
myself,
no harm comes to self
then
or others.
yes.
Yes. By virtue of the fact that we are
Just
human
saying.
beings, I think that we are propelled to always seek to go beyond where we are at.
Mm-hmm.
We are,
Mm-hmm.
life itself is a continuity of evolution. So
Yeah.
without any external barometers of measurement, I think that if we were to learn, for example, that if, you know, like when they first learned that they could make fire, right? And then they would want to do something with that fire. Or when they first learned that if they created something that was round, it would roll. And then they could roll things on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they can roll things on the thing that they were rolling on, like, and they can pile things
Just
up, and it would
rolling
get
things
so
on top of
we're
things.
continuously evolving
Yes.
by virtue of our nature.
Yes.
That without even having to have external barometers of measurement,
Yeah.
we would propel ourselves forward.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Yeah. Yep.
Naturally.
Naturally.
Authentically. By loving self and allowing self to express oneself authentically and naturally.
Mm-hmm.
Which, of course, comes back to your statement that you had made earlier, which is, well, there's all this conditioning and we live in this world, and there's, you know, and the comment that was brought up regarding the fact that we have the monetary system and the materialistic system that we have to be able to survive, and so we're trying very hard to do things just to be able to survive,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to surviving in a co-creative, collaborative, unified world,
Right.
where we are all together collaborating, co-creating, ensuring that all that our basic needs are taken care of,
Mm-hmm.
and the resources required for us to be able to authentically propel ourselves forward and further express ourselves are more easy for one to do.
Well,
There
making
is
life a lot
this
easier.
cut
Mm-hmm.
where we cut ourselves off from our authenticity because we are trying to survive.
Yeah.
And that kind of gets in the way.
Well,
when there is more
well,
than
that
enough
is
on this planet
that is
for all of us
well,
to be able to be sustaining ourselves and providing ourselves the opportunity
Mm-hmm.
to be authentically
Mm-hmm.
expressing ourselves and evolving ourselves forward and
Mm-hmm.
getting to know ourselves more.
Mm-hmm.
But again, the system is a little bit wonkadoodle
Mm-hmm.
right
a
now.
little bit.
But at the same time, part of the way that we fix the system is the same way that we fix the way that we are dealing with others, which is by loving
Starting
self
within self.
and doing small things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you may not have the resources to build the mammoth structure that you have envisioned, but you can build a small one, and from there you can build it bigger and bigger and bigger as you are able to. But if you don't do anything because you are so undone by the fact that you can't do the grandiose of what you're wanting, then you get nothing done. So we do live in this world. Let's be realistic.
Yeah, we do.
Need resources to survive, so on and so forth. But instead of sitting on the couch and eating a bag of chips and watching TV, you could be taking a piece of paper and a pencil and creating your outline to your mammoth structure.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could be finding...
not that there's anything wrong with eating a bag of chips and watching TV. It's just a matter of allowing yourself
it's a figure
to be...
of speech. I think they got what I meant.
Oh, well, Just saying.
But yes, it is totally okay.
It's totally okay.
To sit on your arse and eat a bag of chips
it. And
watch
if that is
TV.
something that it comes to it, because a lot of people.
But not if you're doing it because you're depressed and you're not feeling like you can do anything because of this barometer of measurement that you're trying to hold yourself up against, and you're not reaching it because you don't have the resources you require in order to do what it is that you want to do, and then that gets you all kerfuffled. Then it's not okay.
Yeah, nope.
Then do the small thing that you can do. Because that small thing that you can do is loving you. It's you expressing you in whatever way that you can.
Isn't doing that little small thing is not only going to, it's again, we're going to give you the double guaranteed stamp that it is going to benefit you and bring you something into your life that is benefiting, that is
everyone and everything
for yourself. So really, it's what is it? What do they say? Catch-22? Is that what they say? Or is another saying? Whatever it is. At the end of the day, it's all good.
Loving self is always...
It's all good.
Good.
It's all good.
As long as it is not one... It's authentically loving self. Agape love. Agape love.
Agape love.
Unconditional agape love.
On that note of agape love.
Agape love.
Agape love.
On Soul's Talking Brain. On Being Love TV. With your double goddess. Aline Ohannessian and Roni Lipstein.
Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are humbled and appreciative and grateful. Grateful, appreciative, beyond and beyond, beyond. Thank you for joining us. I am Aline Ohannessian.
I am Roni Lipstein, and we are here Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the show is live, it's audience participatory, and all shows are recorded and uploaded to our YouTube channel. Where are those thingamajiggies?
These thingamajiggies. What you see on the screen is, you see Being Love TV is a Twitter handle, souls.talking.brain is Facebook page, and Souls Talking Brain is our YouTube channel.
And that's where you can find the recorded shows.
Ta-ta!
So... every Wednesday, 7 p.m. If you don't see the show live, you can watch the recording on Souls Talking Brain on YouTube. We look forward to a most beautiful winter 2015 season with you here on Being Love TV. Blessedly be, everyone.
Souls talking brain, enlightened minds, seeking out truths, seeing the world with the mind of those who see beyond the dream.